Hello, welcome to another edition of the Consistent Creator. And in this episode, I want to talk about credit scores. Yeah, that's right, credit scores. And credit scores mainly consist of five basic things, really five basic things. Number one, there's a rating system. Number two, your debt utilization rate. Your three, making payments. Number four is trust. And number five is your history. So let's get right into it. Number one, a rating system. Like anything else, it's a metric. You're graded or you're rated based on your activity of debt and paying off debt. That's really all the rating system is used for. Do you use the debt? And then do you pay off the debt? So that's pretty much the rating system in a nutshell. The second thing is the debt utilization rate. How much of the debt or of the credit that we're giving you do you use? Do you use 25%? Do you use 50%, 75%, 99%, 100% correction? And it's maxed out. That's really what the second part is the debt utilization rate, is how much of it do you use. Now, a lot of experts say that in order to really keep a great credit score, two tips. Number one, try not to use no more than 50% of the budget. So, or of the credit, should I say. So, if you're given a credit line of $1,000, that means that you would want to try to keep it at $500 or less at all times to improve, the utilization rate. And then two, when you do use your credit for something, pay it off immediately. So that continues with the utilization rate, going up in the sense that of credit not used. And then the third thing is payments, which is what I just covered. It's like, do you make payments? Like, that's really what it is. Do you make payments? If you make payments, that shows up great. Which leads into point number four, which is trust. It's really just trust. That's all it is. It's like, can I trust you? So when people say, oh, you shouldn't have no credit, you shouldn't go into debt at all, it's just trust. It's leverage. Now, if you don't know what you're doing, then of course you should stay away from it because it's going to be harmful for you. But if you know what you're doing, this all comes from education. It all comes from knowledge. But not only that, you have to apply the knowledge that you learn. So all of this is trust. If you have a bad credit score, that just means that they can't trust you. But at the same time, you never know what might happen. You might lose your job. You may have unexpected medical bills or unexpected expenses. But at the same time, that means that they can't trust you. I know, I've been there. I've had situations, I have a great credit score now, but I've been in situations where my credit score was terrible. And they couldn't trust me. And that's okay with that. But don't judge yourself. You can always bounce back from a bad credit score. And then lastly, number five, which is history. They take all that stuff into consideration. What do you buy it for? How long do you pay? How much on average? What does your average utilization rate look like? Do you make payments? How often do you make payments? What sizes? That history ties a lot into it. So all it is, like I said, all it is just trust. So to recap, you have number one, you have the rating system. Number two, you have the debt utilization rate, meaning how much of the debt or the credit that we give you do you use? Number three, payments. Do you make payments and how often? Number four, trust. How much of a trust can we give you? And then number five is the history. So that's why credit is really so important. I mean, it really comes down to point number four, which is trust. Can I trust you? That's all it is. It just comes down to trust. If they can trust you, you'll have a better credit. If they can't trust you, you have a lower credit score. So this is my thoughts on credit scores. Thank you for watching this video. And I'll see you in the next one. Summer's out.